I'm Jamie, I'm 17. Came along to the project because I've been learning music theory, learning how to play guitar. Wasn't really doing anything with it, so thought seems like a good project to come learn some stuff about actually working with music.
My name is Ben. I'm 17. And I came along to this project because I just really like music and film stuff and wanted to learn more about it and just, explore that. And an opportunity presented itself, so I took it.
I'm Emily and I'm 17, and my role in the Make Some Noise project was playing keyboard.
I'm JP, I'm 19, and I started coming along just to sort of find a wee bit more out about video and videography and making a music video from scratch almost.
So my name's Stephen McGregor. My role in DD8 is a volunteer adult session musician. And I wanted to do this project because I've been looking for something like this for a good couple of decades. Really to just help me with my confidence, and DD8 provided an open door to me to be able to test the waters and get over my confidence issues within myself when it comes to creating and playing music. I felt comfy coming to DD8 because we're all kind of these anxious little souls kind of trying to put things together for other people who are also anxious, and trying to build them up, build ourselves up into this spirit of confidence.
So my name's David Faulkner. I'm the music development worker at DD8. As far as Make Some Noise goes, I guess I was the sound engineer, the producer, one of the main contributing songwriters.
I'm Rebecca Warren and I'm a youth development worker for DD8 Music. My role within the project was to develop the project from its proposal stage to developing the content to delivering the project itself and evaluating it at the end as well. However, my role within the project while it was running was the video portion of it. So filming the behind the scenes footage, filming the interviews, helping the young people write an AV script, helping the young people film the video, editing the music video and editing the documentary as well.
This project for Make Some Noise, it was me and my predecessor, we'd originally run a project called Make Some Noise a few years ago, and then the opportunity came up to do something similar, so we just sort of took the branding of that and then do this. But this is much more along the lines of what we'd always sort of wished it would be or anticipated it being, a much bigger project, much longer project with a lot more time to really do it.
Yeah, so the idea of the project came from us wanting to re-engage our 16 plus demographic that we'd lost during COVID. So we had a couple of young people come in that we'd sort of lost touch with during COVID, and then we had a couple of new young people come in from out of the area that were totally brand new to DD8, and they came together to produce this music and the music video. The idea for the concept of the project was an amalgamation of something I really wanted to do, which was make music videos, as I think it's a dying art and it's a really fun thing to do collaboratively, and an idea from David, who'd already done a project with the same name, Make Some Noise, with our former colleague Stephen a few years prior. And I don't think the project really became what it was meant to be until this project. I think the last one was very time limited, and it seems to have become what it was always meant to be now. Yeah, the documentary concept of it was just something I thought would be really cool. I'd never made a music track before and I'd never made a music video, so I thought it would be really cool to document the entire process. And so that the young people have this tangible piece of art that they get to keep forever, which is the music and also the music video, but they've also got the documentary.
I contributed some guitar part writing, mostly the lead, and then someone else did some other solo stuff. And so some of the chord arrangement, I think it was mostly Emily, but I was there for some of the chords, and then I recorded the heavy guitars.
That initial, it's like this sort of there's like sort of 3D bass thing. Right, sort of, that's in resonance. I'll turn up your ear a little more. That's what that should be really good at picking.
Recording was pretty fun. I've never really recorded before. In like that sense, it was always more just like a mic set up in a room full of people. So yeah, the individual recording, it took me a few takes.
That was the wrong totally song. Way too fast there. It's too fast? Yeah, way too fast. Oh man.
So originally I was gonna write a lot of guitar stuff, but there was better skill people for that, so I let them do a lot of it. I've done some of it, but a lot of it's been lyric writing and vocals.
You are the cold winter night, like a lock you hold me so tight, but I won't ever let you go, even if you freeze me to the bone. And alternatively, you are frigid, so cold, yet I find myself craving more. I can't say no, I guess I can't let go.
The song, I suppose some contribution of some ideas when Emily had first come along with this jazz progression. Me and David were kind of trying to steer it with her. And then once we had something to go on for this project, David was needing some guitar work in there. So he asked me if I mind putting some guitar work in there, so I went and done that, and he loved it. So and then he went, go like let loose. So I went and done rhythm guitar parts, and lead playing a solo as well.
Then the chorus, and this is like the first time all the way through the chorus.
Yeah, I've got that. Because
Cool.
I gallop and then finish on D7, run that out
Yeah.
with a fill.
Did rhythm guitar when we actually played all as a group in like the jam. And then wrote lead guitar stuff out with. Same with lyrics, wrote that outside and brought them here.
I'm contributing a little like guitar melody thing, but also just a lot of like lyrics and vocals.
What I contributed to the song was that I'd kind of come up with the chord progression like a while ago, and I kind of brought it to everyone, and we kind of built on it and like added new parts and kind of jammed on it. I think it was just something that I'd came up with a while ago. I kind of had some like simple chords like staying the same in my left hand, but then kind of varying other things in my right hand. I'm maybe like two years ago. I'm not sure. Can't remember. Yeah, it was a while ago. It was just something that I had remembered. No, I didn't think anything was going to happen with it.
It sounds so spaghetti.
I think I originally started with Emily's solo piano piece that she made in another project and Be On The Stage. and she'd just come up with this jazz progression that sounded very like, you know, like Ecstasy of Gold kind of sounding theme, like spaghetti western. And me and David had like jammed with it a few times with Emily on Beyond the Stage, and then when Make Some Noise came along on the first session, well, that was obviously a discussion what's going to be the theme, and thinking about how much time we've got as well, we couldn't spend too long in deciding which direction it's going to go. So it's because Emily had already had this progression, and me and David like loved that progression. We thought, how about this one? And all the young people were like, yeah, that's great, let's go with that.
And like, instead of going back down, you go B flat, C. With it just kind of sounded like the song when like the drums and stuff were added. It kind of sounded like it just kind of reminded us of that kind of movie, that kind of Western feel, and then just kind of started like emphasizing that a lot more.
The drop way down the background, that totally fits in, doesn't it? It's awesome with you about it, isn't it? Here, the snare's pushing that, isn't it? It's like the snare's a little bit too early, and then the snare's a bit late there.
Seeing their faces light up whenever something new come along, and it was every week something new was coming along, for me as well, but like mostly for them, and just seeing their faces lit up, that inspired me to go, you know what, I want to do this and inspire more young people to do stuff like this, because this is like, and it's provided for free, which is amazing. There's nothing like this I know of that's going on in this area of Scotland. So
What inspired me was we had a basic melody already figured out, and it sounded very westerny, and so we decided to kind of lean into that more, play out like spaghetti western style, and just kind of snowballed from there. More ideas came.
I don't know, I'd say I've almost got like more inspired throughout the whole thing, as you're watching the whole thing sort of come together and the songs sort of coming together and whatnot.
That's what inspired me was my dad. He started learning guitar, and I started learning at the same time as him. I didn't really listen to music at all before that. I wasn't big into music. Didn't really know much in the way of music. Had not much interest, but started learning guitar. Started really enjoying it. Got into a lot of metal stuff.
Well, I mean, obviously, Ennio Morricone, all of his Western soundtrack, and just spaghetti Western soundtracks in general, really probably the biggest inspiration was actually Emily, and just like her ear and the way that she plays piano is just, it's instantly inspirational. As soon as she plays anything, you can just hear ideas. They're just so it's just so beautiful. And just so like cinematic almost. So yeah, I mean, I mean, who isn't a big fan of Ennio Morricone and all? It's almost like iconic film music of all time.
Do you want to go and listen to Ecstasy of Gold so you can see exactly what I have in mind for this?
So that was really the sort of start and end of it. But with regards to like this sort of bigger climax with like the heavy guitars, Jamie is a metal guitarist and stuff, and like that's absolutely my world that I come from. So I'm very comfortable and familiar bringing in these influences as well. So I love the sort of fusion aspect of it, sort of jazz, spaghetti western metal, and yeah, I also had a vision of how I could make that work as well. So yeah, so it was really the biggest inspirations were either Ennio Morricone and also the youth that came, and like their influences and the music that they made.
The first few weeks of the project was a lot of just, putting the song together, like writing, like how it's going to progress, and the word's not coming to me, but just how it would go together, what part would fit where, the arrangement, and just throwing ideas out there because we had time, and just seeing what worked, what didn't, what we liked, what we didn't like.
So that's, how many bars is that? Is that eight bars? Let it ring. Finish on the D7. Yeah, and let the D7 ring out. Then a little characteristic, really catchy fill. Like the space for like a hook. And if we introduce a hook there that that it could like come back and like, it's like just a little hook of some sort.
Once we got the basic arrangement down and the basic idea of it, we just kind of kept adding to it. We thought, oh, this part could use a guitar solo. This part could use orchestral like harmonics and stuff. And yeah, it just kept getting added to, becoming cooler and cooler. It's quite good.
It's just a beautiful piece and just keep building and building and building and building, building and building and building. It just gets so like massive and epic. I can totally hear this section like being that. So it could be like after we sort of build up, so maybe we get another song, like a verse, and then we've got the chorus, the G, F, E flat, but this could be like a new section, and we could progress it, and then we'll go back into the.
My favorite part of the song is when it gets to the build up, and there's the epic like orchestral violin, and you hear the like ha 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 part. It was very just like it was added like almost on like a whim, because we weren't it was added like in between the weeks, and we just came back one week and David played it, and it blew me away. I was like just so excited from how cool it was.
The song was unusual from what I expected, but yeah, it's done it really well. It's not your sort of everyday sort of music, but it's different. It's quite good. It goes with music video quite well, and it all works together quite well.
Oh, I genuinely love it all, start to finish. Emily's piano, start to finish, phenomenal playing. Stephen's solo and his little horsey Floyd Rose sound effects, just that's so good. The climax of the solo is just like, how can you not love it, you know? But yeah, honestly, I love everything. I love absolutely everything. I love the sort of galloping rhythm. Yeah, I love every part of it.
I think just like hearing the song like progress and like get better, and like hearing like different guitar solos over it, and it way just slowly started to become like a really well-rounded song.
I would say the first few weeks when the plans were getting laid out, and it was getting the descriptions from mostly David, especially when it comes to the recording side, like studio side, and the musical side as well. That was my favourite part, learning some other recording techniques and other roads you can go along to record vocals or record guitar or record bass, and then also writing a part for the song as well.
I think actually watching how the song's getting made from scratch, something I've never seen before, so it's something a bit different. Come up with the new ideas and sort of figuring out different ways to shoot things and different angles and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the project, other than just getting to see how like the song keeps progressing and evolving and becoming cooler and cooler, it's just throwing ideas around for like the video and just imagining how it's gonna finalize and turn out, because I have like a lot of ideas in my head that'll bounce around and I'll be like, that'd be really cool if I could like shoot it.
Equipment. So 2 different guitars. One was mine. One was not mine. The software, everything was being recorded through a few different amps, a few different microphones. That was generally everything for the recording section of it. The rest has just been pen and paper.
Oh, I've used quite a bit. So I've got my DJI gimbal, and then I've used my 2 cameras, and then tripods and lights and microphones and loads of different pieces.
I mainly just used my acoustic guitar during the project. It was cool seeing other people's equipment, seeing how they used it and stuff, and learning more.
So the heavy guitars were that Black Star, but we took like the power amp out into that orange cab. So then we mic'd the cab up using a special technique called the Fredman technique, where you use 2 SM57s at a particular angle. It does like really cool things with the phase. Orange cabs are great. And we see here we've got 1 SM57, 2 SM57s, then you have a condenser, and then this is actually also a microphone as well. So this is an old guitar amp that I converted into a microphone, and you pretty much just like take the amplifier out, wire the 2 wires to like an XLR. That piano, the bass, I played the bass just with my own bass at home as well. So it's mostly that piano, that amp with that cabinet. And then I think it was my Blue microphone that we used for vocals. Either my Blue microphone or one of the Rode microphones in here.
Because of where they were filming, because they filmed them in Spain, so they'd like write in the Mexican banditos or whatever, because they got the extras that they could get when they were like local. Don't know what type of character. What type of character would you be?
You put me in a spot right now.
The mayor.
The mayor.
There's got to be a mayor.
The bartender.
That'd be a good one.
Slide me a drink. Slides the drink, it just falls off the edge of the bar.
That would be fun.
Someone could be the horse.
That's got a bit weird.
Turkey could be the horse.
I loved how the group were willing to humour me with my ridiculous idea of like having puppets and stuff like that. I had a very vivid idea of like a sort of silly gimmicky sock puppet or something like that in it. Rough idea for the story is like the choruses are going to be like present tense, and it's going to be like the hero or the protagonist like on a journey, just going forward, being driven. Okay. And then the first verse is like a sort of flashback. It's going to be like the protagonist and a group of friends like all having a good time all joking about, and then there's like a sort of ringleader. And in my mind, it's like it's something stupid like a sock puppet or something like that, or like a little a stuffed toy or something like this. There's like the ringleader. And throughout the verses, it's going to tell a story of a group of friends, and then the ringleader, and then we're going to plan a bank heist, and then the ringleader double crosses you, or the hero shoots you, leaves you for dead, and frames you, and runs off. And in my mind, I've got this idea of like this, like sort of a blurry shot, like a sock puppet cackling manically as it's like double crossing you, and then the next chorus comes along, and you're on a horse, or a horse on a horse head on a stick or something, like you're just hunting down to get your revenge, and maybe like see like you've not fully recovered from your wounds. Yeah. Maybe like you just you're still like not fully recovered, but you've survived somehow. Maybe do like a jailbreak as well in one of the verses. So maybe like cram all these into the verses, then you finally catch you for like the big sort of tense showdown at the end. I don't know if I can sell it to you or not, but if we do go down like that sort of silly route, yeah, I think like like the first flashback, like it'd be like the protagonist like having like the time of his life, like playing a game of Uno or something like that, and then when he eventually meets up with the baddie at the end, kills all his henchmen, and then he just wants to play a game of Uno again and make up, or not Uno, but it's just something really silly like that.
I managed to find the filming location by sort of searching. I think it was a Wild West village in Scotland, and it somehow popped up, but I think it was Facebook it popped up on first. So Wild West town was just north of just sort of Aberdeenshire. It was just over an hour to get there. I think either you contacted them and sort of asked if we could use their premises to film, and they sort of agreed. It was different. It was definitely quite exciting, having all the different rooms and sets as such. Going filming, it was I think it was a different place to film to what we expected. Since they had it was a saloon, a jail, a bank.
Without a doubt, my favourite part of the project was going up to Aberdeenshire and filming the music video. Tranquility was just absolutely perfect, and everything we were looking for, everything we didn't know we needed. So when we wrote the AV script, we had a saloon and a bank, and that was everything at Tranquility we had. It was perfect. It was a brilliant find by John.
Like Aberdeenshire or something else, like the Wild West town. These guys who own this place have taken the buildings piece by piece from America over to Scotland to rebuild it as their hobby over 20 years as well. And it was very lucky that John found that, I think, for this project. But I think it suits it down to a T, that place. And filming there on the day, it was just, never done it before. Amazing experience. I think everybody was in the same boat, actually. Everybody loved it, I think. Just the setting, acting out the plans, and like the script and the audio and video script. It was just it was great. It's a long time since I had fun like that. That was awesome. Yeah. And then again, the other day filming up at the field, that was the same. It wasn't as long, and we were a bit tighter for time there because the sun was coming down. But with that little bit of pressure made it feel a bit more fun as well. And everybody was 100% effort at getting this done and getting this recorded. 1-2 takes, that's it as well. And mission successful.
You shout 3, 2, 1, action, bang! And then bang is when you.
Right. When you're ready.
3, 2, 1, action.
I think the concept's really cool, actually. I think it's something that'll work really well. I've never done anything like it, so it's a big learning curve, but I think it'll turn out really well, hopefully.
I think the concept of the video is really good. I quite like the comedic aspect of it. I think a lot of spaghetti westerns take themselves very seriously, and to just throw like slapstick humor onto it is quite a good twist, and I think it adds a lot.
Awesome.
Now, because the tune sounded very westerny, we were like, what's western? Spaghetti westerns. And the idea kind of just snowballed from there. I mean, we just like really liked the idea of it being about a spaghetti western, and then we had a even better idea of like making it more slapstick in the video, and it just kind of kept snowballing from there.
Well, it was really cool going to like the fake like Wild West town, because it was like super surreal, because it was just like I'd just never seen anything like that in someone's garden, and it was just really cool to like look at all the like decorations and then really get into character and run around. That was really fun. I think that was just super fun, putting on the mustaches and just being really silly with like, it was just really fun.
This is the bloopers.
I was one of the bandits called the Judge, and I brought along a lot of props for that. Brought along a big long leather jacket, a nice leather waistcoat, pocket watch, pair of binoculars, a little mandolin that's like 130-year-old now, which was made by my wife's granddad's dad, so her great granddad, and then he was over in America and he was a cowboy. And he got inspired by going over to Italy, seen mandolins there, and went home and just built one out of an old banjo. Well, yeah, and I've not got them on today, but yeah, I had like little Magnum bullet earplugs on as well.
My favourite scene was, in fact, it was probably the sort of last fight scene that I filmed in Career. That was definitely the favourite, I think. The sunlight sort of came out right at the right time.
I think when Jamie had spaghetti all over him, and it wasn't stained all over his white top, and then there was like the explosion effects on the video. It was really funny.
My favourite scene to film actually was Jamie's action roles during the climax. It was just, he just nailed it. I loved when we were all dressed up and in character and stuff, but just when Jamie was doing those rolls down the road, it was just awesome, and you knew where it was going to be, and you knew how it was going to look in context with the video with like Steven's awesome guitar. So it's just just my inner 80s action fans just loved it, absolutely loved it. So yeah, that moment is just like, he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to roll around on those stones, but I'm so glad he did, because it was a sacrifice I'm willing to make, But it was just, it looks so cool. So yeah, that was probably my favourite scene, just at the climax. My favourite scene I was in was probably the when everyone fell down. It was really fun to shoot. I'd love to have had weeks worth of more time to shoot film, and we're like the scale of the project was it had to be what it was. Like the track ended up being like this big huge epic thing, and to like edit it down to do it an injustice. So I think especially considering the budget and the time restraints that we had, I think it's awesome. I would love to have like an unlimited budget or something to see what we could really do. Yeah, awesome. I love I love when we found the place, and when we found Tranquility, it's just perfect.
My favourite scene to film, without a doubt, was the jailbreak scene. When Jamie comes out of, we had a smoke machine, and Jamie came out of the jail that he's just blown up with Mentos and Coke, and you see all the smoke as he's staggering out, and he's still clutching his stomach where he's got spaghetti falling out. I thought it was really cool, and the smoke machine just added that final touch. I also love the scene where the puppet comes through the saloon doors and just like opens them really quick, and you see the smoke behind him as well. It just looks atmospheric. One of the scenes that didn't make it into the music video, and I'm so disappointed it didn't fit in. It didn't look the way we wanted it to look. And it's a shame for what Ben went through to film this, was when everyone's getting, the shots are getting close up and it's becoming really intense and everyone's like sweating and everyone's getting more and more sweaty. We had the idea of Jamie pouring a bottle of water on Ben for the last shot of that scene, so he's just completely drenched. So we've got, I'll put it in somewhere so you can at least see it, so it wasn't a total waste. Jamie just pouring water on Ben, and we got it on camera, and it looks really funny, but it just didn't fit in with the rest of the music video. But yeah, that was also a really fun scene to shoot.
That's fun. Ready?
That looked amazing.
The final sort of music video has turned out really well, I think. Definitely it's different to what I expected when I first sort of stepped in to come to sort of attend the Make Some Noise project, but it's turned out really well.
I think the hardest moment was like, I think just like all the brainstorming and like trying to come up with the concepts for like the video and like the characters and just trying to come up with something crazy, I guess.
Probably like coming up with lyrics. Just there was a span of a few weeks where my creative juices were just not there. Couldn't think of like anything properly. But they're back, so getting to write lyrics was quite good after a while.
Is Drive Through the Mud.
Together our names.
Yeah, that's great.
The hardest part of the process was probably dealing with my own confidence issues. Going back years and years, I've always been very self-conscious of my own anxieties, I shall say, to do with music, creating music, letting other people hear me playing and stuff like that. And this provided that opportunity for that. Getting over that wall was the hardest thing I've done for a long time. To do with music, that is.
It challenges every moment of the project. By far the biggest challenge was just getting the project done on time. Just the nature of the song, like it needed to have the arrangement that it had. It couldn't be anything shorter than the length it was. It was just, that's the time that it needed to be. And obviously, like, we probably all started this song thinking it would be like a 3-minute song, not a 7-minute song or however long it is. So of course that just multiplies the amount of work that goes into it. And then, as soon as I started adding in like choirs and strings and all that sort of stuff, it was like, oh yeah, I could do with 3 times the amount of time to fit all this stuff in. So that was probably the biggest thing. Working on the singing was a thing. There were no natural singers in the group. Ben did a really good job, I think. It's the first thing that he's really tried to sing. But it was like, every time we would go for a take, he would get better and better and better and better. So it was like gauging the best vocal take that we could get with the time that we had, with the preparation that we had, without Ben straining his voice. It was hard to get the takes in. So I think he nailed it. He did a really good job.
Yeah, there was a wee bit of pressure when trying to sort of get everyone sort of to try and figure out what we're meant to be doing, because we had a short list, but sort of once we got there, we realised the place was a bit different to what we expected. So short list sort of, we're still sort of stuck to it, but sort of got a wee bit sidetracked. and then trying to figure out where everyone's going, and the best order to do things was a challenge. You had like actors that weren't part of DD8 that were available for a certain amount of time, and then some of them had to go. So it's to get these shots out of the way and then go backwards and do the shots that were going to be played first and whatnot. The second location was just sort of at the back of Kerry Hill, I think, and sort of up a wee single track road between a couple of fields and then down by the back of sort of a dirt path. It worked quite well. The puppet sort of brought it to the sort of comedy side of it as well. Sort of having this random puppet, cowboy puppet, which was quite cute. Sort of, I don't know, it sort of brought a funny aspect to it rather than all being dead serious.
Oh, it was absolutely awesome. It was an absolute honour to work with them. They were had so many great ideas. And Emily was just like an endless source of inspiration as well. So it was an absolute pleasure to work with Emily. And Ben and Jamie were just awesome as well. Whenever I asked them to do anything, they delivered. So like Jamie had like the main hook. So like the week after he came in with that the main sort of hook, everyone was whistling and singing it and stuff, you know. And it's like, you know, that. I mean, it made my job as like a producer and engineer so much easier, where I could just like focus on making it sound good instead of having to like I could focus more on the technical aspects of it.
Working with the young people they were absolutely amazing. They were a great bunch. They were really engaged and interested throughout the project. They were brilliant. It's really hard to get teenagers to do anything, let alone dress up as cowboys and run around and roll around pretending to shoot a puppet. So yeah, they were all great sports. They were all really enthusiastic, and I couldn't have asked for a better bunch of young people for this project.
Working with musicians was a bit of a challenge, and trying to come up with concepts that work along with the music, and sort of, it's all got sort of amalgamate quite well. So
it was good working with everyone because it's people that I'd never done music with before, and it was good hearing like new ideas and maybe different approaches that I'd never like thought of before. The only thing I'd want to do differently is being able to actually like maybe do like a performance of like everyone in the band playing together, and just being able to like just play the song with everyone, because you didn't really get a chance to properly do that.
I've learned a lot about mixing and training my ear to being able to hear like certain sounds that I may have missed before. And I've also just learned a lot about playing guitar and being a guitarist. It's been very insightful.
You know, now that you're not doing the bar chords, you can go back to the way you were comfortable before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've just learned bits and pieces along the way, and sort of thought, well, these things you sort of figure out and go, well, you know what, that would actually look quite smart. But
Hi, I really hope you enjoyed watching the behind the scenes documentary of the making of the song and the music video. As you can see, we had an absolute blast making it. Before we premiere the music video itself, I'd like to say a few thank yous to everyone involved in this project. First and foremost, a massive thank you to Creative Scotland for funding this project and allowing us the means to create the song, the music video and the documentary. We're forever grateful to Creative Scotland for allowing us to have this amazing experience, and we hope we can do something like this again in the future. And a huge thank you to David for delivering this project with me. The song would not be half the song it is without David on it. And to Stephen for volunteering each week and providing the guitar solo on the song. It just takes it to a whole new level. To Katie for helping us out with lyrics. She came in and it helped us when we were struggling to finalise the lyrics, and it was great to have a brilliant songwriter on board for that. To Tranquility for allowing the use of their space for us to use as a film set. We couldn't ask for a better location for that. And to our manager, Scott Ferguson, for his support on this project and all the other projects that we deliver at DD8. And for his patience as well. This was a 12-week funded project, but with the editing time on top of that, it took more like 12 months. So really thankful for that. And to our young people, John, Emily, Jamie and Ben, you all put 100% in each week. Be really proud of yourself. You've created a brilliant piece of art. A huge thank you to everyone here tonight for coming down and helping us celebrate. We're really excited to share this with you. Yeah, let's. I'm going to stop rambling now so we can show you the music video. Cool. I don't know how to end this. I've never ended a documentary before. So I'll just say thank you and goodbye and enjoy. See you later.